You know, until recently, the idea of picking a digital health provider was just not something that anyone really had to think about. If you needed to see a doctor, you made an appointment, you went to see your doctor in person, sick waiting room and all. But the pandemic, it changed everything, and primary care is no exception. And today, virtual primary care has emerged as one of the silver linings to an otherwise dark cloud. And thanks to the lockdowns, people have actually come to realize that the majority of primary care does not require you to be in the same room with your doctor. And the rush to online healthcare is only growing. Every day there are new providers of this amazing new service coming online, which is great on the one hand, but equally confusing on the other. And it's definitely a case of buyer beware, because there's a few critical differences that you need to keep in mind when you're picking a virtual primary care provider for you and your family, or even a few of your key employees. Getting this right the first time is so important because if you sign up, it's meant to be a long-term relationship with your provider where it gets better over time. And the more they know about you and your health, the better it gets. So in this video, we'll unpack the choices and I'll share with you the 3 most important things that you need to know before you sign up with a digital health provider. Hi, my name is Art Getz with the Health Benefits Network, where we give you the scoop on the latest ideas and innovations about health care, and health benefits that can make your life better. Now, it's only common sense that sooner or later, everyone needs primary care. Whether it's routine care, an episodic illness, or managing a chronic condition, or maybe something more urgent. Your virtual provider is there to back up your self-diagnosis and then help you make the right healthcare choices even in a medical panic. In fact, your virtual primary care team can even help you avoid expensive, unnecessary trips to the emergency room with a virtual diagnosis, some medications, and a follow-up treatment plan. It's hard for some people to believe, but the best primary care, it's now available virtually and on demand 24/7 with no drive time, no sick waiting rooms, and in some cases, it's completely free of per visit charges. So let's unpack this exciting new trend in personal health care and the things that you need to know to make the best choice for you, your family, and maybe even some of your employees. Because virtual primary care is here to stay, and it's a really great employee benefit too. Now, the first thing you need to know these days is anyone can get a quick diagnosis and a prescription through what I like to call virtual medicine 1.0. We've all experienced how telephone providers like Teladoc are really good at diagnosing things like a flu or a UTI that can be quickly treated with a prescription. And people really love the convenience of that too. I mean, when you're feeling like dirt, leaving the house to go to the urgent care is almost worse than the illness itself. Ugh! But virtual providers like Teladoc and a slew of others have made it super easy to get almost any non-narcotic prescription that you can think of, and usually within a few hours. But with these types of providers, don't expect to ever see the same doctor twice, because Teladoc is not the kind of service to talk about your diet or episodic health concerns or managing your chronic illness. Likewise, Virtual Medicine 1.0 is no replacement for a doctor who knows you and your medical history, which brings me to Virtual Medicine 2.0. So, the second most important thing that you need to know is that virtual primary care has come a long way from Teladoc. The new generation of virtual primary care, now it falls into one of 2 main baskets. The first is traditional fee-for-service care. The other is a newer approach known as membership or subscription-based care. And lastly, there is a third version that is sort of a hybrid provider that offers both in-person visits as well as virtual primary care, which includes prescription care as well. Now, one common feature of most virtual primary care providers is the care team. The care team approach is where you get to see the same providers for ongoing medical conditions. And they'll even have your medical records available whether your visit is in person or virtual. It feels a lot more like a medical home than an old school primary care, and less episodic like Teladoc, where each interaction requires a new onboarding and triage process. There are dozens of pure virtual primary care providers too, like Bowtie Medical and MD Live, who provide on-demand primary care and where patients pay per visit or per month. The power players like CVS and Walmart are also rolling out in-person hybrid locations that include on-site pharmacy, labs, and screenings, with much more to follow. The most advanced are providers like Next Level Prime in Texas, where walk-in patients can get primary and urgent care on a fee-for-service basis, or their subscribers can get unlimited, no-cost virtual or in-person primary, preventative, and urgent care for one low monthly fee. Wow. I should also mention that there are local DPC doctors, where DPC stands for Direct Primary Care. These are a new breed of doctors who also sign up monthly members for unlimited care. So instead of charging patients a fee for service, membership-based providers are more motivated by the health of the patient and the predictable monthly income that they get. Each of these providers takes on a limited number of patients and focuses on keeping them healthy by combining in-person visits with virtual follow-ups. Now, there are a limited number of these DPC doctors in any given city, and some charge considerably more than others. Most are about $100 a month, plus or minus 20 bucks. So, DPC is not for everyone, but an excellent option for people who need or want more frequent in-person care. It's especially good for patients with one or more chronic illnesses, or someone that's taking multiple medications. Now, this brings me to the third and most important consideration when picking a virtual primary care provider. But before I get into that, I want to thank Scoop Health for sponsoring this video. Scoop Health is a leading advocate for virtual primary care combined with a medical cost-sharing membership for comprehensive and affordable health benefits. They help individuals and families, and even small businesses, design a healthcare strategy that works best for their unique health needs and financial resources. I'll put a link at the end of the description so you can get in touch and talk about your personal situation with us. And check out the other videos on our channel too, where you can find lots of helpful information about health, health benefits, and healthcare choices that can save you money and keep you feeling your best. So the third and probably the most important question that you have to decide is, how much access do you really need? Are you a frequent flyer or a rub some dirt on it kind of person? Knowing what kind of healthcare consumer that you are will really help you to determine the best virtual provider for you. If you're the kind of person who likes more frequent interactions with your doctor, then a local DPC might be your best bet. These independent physician groups are membership only, so they're more motivated to keep you healthy. You can find a link to search for your local DPC providers in your area by going to the Scoop Health website, www.scoophealth.com. Now, if you're generally healthy, there are dozens of virtual-only primary care providers to choose from, like Bowtie Medical and MD Live. The variables to consider include price, services, and access to in-person providers when needed. Some virtual providers like Walmart Health actually have the real estate to offer in-person visits, or by having agreements with local providers. So obviously prices and services are going to vary by location and provider. And don't forget, if you wished your employer would offer this great health benefit, then send your employer a link to this video, or send them to scoophealth.com to learn more about that. If you're looking into virtual primary care on your own, you may find a few less options available for individuals or a family that's not part of a bigger group. But never fear, because the good people at Scoop Health can help you find the right virtual primary provider for you and your family and your needs. It's important to note that many of these virtual primary care providers do require their members to have some form of catastrophic protection in place just in case something serious comes up that needs comprehensive higher level health care. Many times, this can easily be resolved with a low-cost medical cost-sharing membership, which you can learn more about from our sponsor, Scoop Health, just by clicking on the link at the end of this description. Gone are the days when it took weeks to get an appointment and hours in a sick waiting room just to get 3 minutes with your primary care doctor, a prescription, and a follow-up visit. Now, if you have questions about virtual primary care or to learn more about your options, we'd love to help. We really want to hear from you, so please leave your stories, thoughts, questions, and comments in the box below. We will respond. Heck, we might even make a video about it. So give us a shout out and make sure that you enjoy more videos like this by subscribing to the channel and then click on that little notification bell. Go ahead, click it. Just give us a thumbs up and share this video with your employer, your friends and colleagues because they all have a primary care problem too.